Let's talk about hiring the right way and building your business culture. Check it out. Fam, what's up? Welcome back to Business 101. Less business, more profits, lean, effective, strategic, and simple business, right? Man, that's a mouthful. All right, let's talk about hiring and actually the process of creating a culture within your company. One of the things that I'm coming across quite a bit recently is conflicts within businesses, right? On the organizational psychology consulting that I do, I come across different types of businesses in different verticals. And one of the things that's bubbling up, especially in recent times, is hiring and really the culture that's being created within the companies. Just because there's so much change at a societal level that's impacting and having ripple effects within the small businesses and just the workforce in general, right? We hit a period where it's just as important to have a good place to work for as much as good revenue to create, right? It's just as much as good income, meaning that people care just as much about the amount of money they're making on a regular basis than they do as to the company that they're working for, right? So you have this employee base that it's really creating or prioritizing their stuff on a much higher level, I think, than it used to be done, when people just worried about the paycheck, right? Now people want to belong to a different, different space. They want to be, working for an environment or in an environment where they can contribute. They can, aim bigger. There's a lot of awakeness, per se, going on in the workplace, and that matters, right? It matters to allow people who have the freedom to level up within the responsibilities and really, allow them to strive. Empowering employees out there is actually one of the biggest changes that's taking place right now in bigger companies, right? So why not do it at whatever level we're operating at? So the question I have for you is, what perspective do you have on hiring? What perspective do you have on team building? Okay, when you're hiring people and you're starting to bring people into your bootstrap company, maybe you've been in business for a couple of years and you're trying to level up and then just get more staff and you can't really find the help or the right people to bring on. What are you placing priority on? Okay, are you looking at your team as a profit center, or are you looking at the human capital of those people that are coming on as part of your team? It's perspective, right? If you're looking at your team as a profit center, it's very mechanic. There's little regard for the individual. Think about that cold corporate environment where people just would show up, they would clock in. You hardly knew your next cubicle partner's name and that sort of thing, and everything just kind of goes up the chain of command. There's no real connection, no humanness to it. That type of environment is slowly but surely decaying, right? It's becoming less and less popular. People, again, they care about the environment. They care about the workplace. They care about the people they're working with, right? They want to belong to something as opposed to just clocking in and then suffering for 8 hours until they get out and then they can have a life, right? Like that kind of stuff matters. So if you're running your business as a profit center, just keep that in mind. I mean, understand, do a self-check, right? Do a self-check on, okay, cool, where am I at in terms of perspective? Now, the other side of the coin is the human capital side of the coin, right? That's where you bring people in, you actually look at them as individuals. What are their dreams, their desires? How can you use your company as a vehicle for them to succeed, to thrive? How can you bring them into the overall vision that you're trying to craft, right, as an entrepreneur? And consider the human capital, the human talent. There's so much talent just dormant within companies already. I guarantee you, if you have a team of 10 people and you've never done this before, and you go to them and you ask them what their favorite thing to do at an individual level, to each one of them, if you take 10 people in your team, you ask them, what's your favorite thing to do? I guarantee you're going to discover something crazy, right? We have people out there who are crazy talented at painting. Some others are doing computer work, but they're really good designers. You just never know what kind of talent you have within your business and your people if you don't tap into it, right? So that's the kind of stuff that people are looking for right now. They want to level up. And I'm not saying change roles and responsibilities based on what they like, right? Based on favorite things that they enjoy doing. What I'm saying is take a look at the overall human, right? Have that interaction. If you have the ability to still be connected to your company and you have, I don't know, 5 people under management, keep that in mind. Look at the human capital, look at the human connection of things, because that's really one of the most important things that people want to tap into. They want to be part of a space that considers them, as human beings, not as laptops, all right? So consider that. If you have in-house staff, right? I mean, that just goes that much further. But if you're working, for example, with VAs in my industry, real estate, we hire a lot of VAs, virtual assistants from overseas. There's no difference there. You still have communication with them via Zoom calls, via phone calls. Look at the human capital of things and tap into that humanness, right? Because that's really what's going to create that culture. It's going to create that level of cohesiveness within your entire team. You just never know. You may have a rock star there that you know about, right? Hiring from within is one of the best things, that I've ever done in my business, right? Promoting from within and actually watching people move up through the ranks as they, get better and better, and they get more vested into what we're doing. They buy more into the overall vision of things and really make it part of their mission, right? So when that happens, you really have that the transformation from a somewhat committed employee to fully engaged, team, right? And collaborative team. So keep that in mind. What's your perspective when it comes to culture building? Are you looking at your staff? Are you looking at your overall team as a profit center? Or are you looking at the human capital that your team brings to the table? This is a very simple shift in perspective that can make a world of difference in your business, right? If you like what I'm putting out there for you on a regular basis, do me a favor, make sure to subscribe, like, and share. If you know somebody who may get benefit from watching these videos, spread the word. I mean, they sound like a broken record, but it really helps me reach more people, which allows me to fulfill my purpose of empowering entrepreneurship. Stay focused, you got this.